Up in Charlotte, tipping at 9:05 Eastern Time, Louisville against North Carolina. What early trend can we look for?
Well, I think we've seen teams like Memphis and UCLA really rising to the occasion. I think we're going to get that kind of performance out of North Carolina. They're better at the point guard position. Louisville, a little bit suspect shooting. I think it could be a big win for the Tar Heels.
When you think about Louisville, one of the issues that
the very names conjure college basketball greatness. Carolina, Louisville, Williams, Pitino. National titles integral to their lore. Today, Madness partners in the big dance. The winner once again earns an invitation to the game's exclusive club, the Final Four. Welcome to downtown Charlotte, North Carolina. The East Region Final features the Cardinals of Louisville and the Tar Heels of North Carolina, the top seed. A number one is already advanced for the third consecutive year. UCLA goes to the Final Four. The winner of this game will meet either Kansas or underdog Davidson. They play tomorrow. And welcome aboard, fans. Dick Enberg and Jay Billis. And 40 minutes from now, one of these teams will be heading to San Antonio. The big men inside, they have such differing roles in this game, don't they?
And you start with Tyler Hansbrough, the National Player of the Year. And one thing you know, he never takes a play off, and he never gets outworked. And what makes him special, the offensive glass and also the free throw line. Louisville has to keep him off of both. His opposite number, David Padgett, the consummate team player. Louisville runs their offense through him. He is the voice of the defense. He makes everybody better. His last 12 games, 13 points per game, shooting 70% from the field.
North Carolina did not lose away from Chapel Hill this year. 21 straight games, and it's a partisan sea of Tar Heel blue here in Charlotte to root for their beloved Tar Heels against Louisville. Shortly after 9 in the evening in downtown Charlotte, North Carolina, 19,000 plus the capacity of the starting lineups for the Cardinals. Number 6 on the nation field goal defense. McGee, Smith, Williams, Palacios, and the big man Padgett. North Carolina's the second best scoring team in the country. Lawson, Ellington, Ginyard, Thompson, Hansbrough. And tonight's game is brought to you in HD TV by HP. Our three men with the whistles tonight in this East Regional Final. Ed Corbett, Scott Thornley, and Terry Weimer. North Carolina, they have not had to wear their blue uniforms yet. They've been in the state for the first two games in Raleigh, these two in Charlotte. Louisville in the Cardinal red, and we're underway. Palacios to Williams, and he takes it deep. Tipped by Padgett, not there. Thompson sends Lawson quickly to the other end.
And right away, North Carolina tests the transition defense of Louisville. That's going to be a big key in this game. Can they stop North Carolina from getting easy baskets at conversion?
Pulling out is Ellington, and he's well off the mark and saves it. Second chance. Lawson for three. And Padgett had trouble handling that. Bounced off his head, but to a teammate. Smith to McGee. Palacios, backdoor to Williams, knocked away by Lawson and touched last by Terrence Williams. Rick Pitino, 7th year at Louisville, took a Kentucky team to the national title 12 years ago.
Louisville giving some full court pressure and usually drop back into a 2-3 zone after they press full court.
Lawson on the loose. Good pickup on the backside defense by Louisville. Ginyard and Hansbrough's first shot is short. And again, the rebounding of North Carolina. They've not been out-rebounded in 31 straight games. Hansbrough, typical of the All-America, three-time All-America. Hansbrough with the first basket of the game.
Louisville making Hansbrough shoot over the top without fouling, but they cannot give second chance opportunities to North Carolina, the best offensive rebounding team in the country.
Around the perimeter of the Cardinals of Louisville. Jerry Smith gets a screen. Trouble handling the ball. Down to 10 on the clock. Smith to the goal. And it's tied at 2 as Jerry Smith, the sophomore from Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, with the basket. A steal by Palacios.
Deon Thompson caught and turned. And he needs to catch, face the defense, be strong with it. That is a bad turnover for North Carolina, unforced and unnecessary.
Terrence Williams averaging 11 a game. He's a stat sheet stuffer. He leads in assists. We'll get more than his share of rebounds as well. And there's Padgett up on top. Down to 4, 3. It's Williams. Bottom of the well for Terrence Williams. And it's a 5-2 lead.
North Carolina looking to pass ahead immediately to try to beat this defense down court and punish Louisville for pressing.
And as soon as the press is broken, they fall back into that basically a 2-3 zone.
That's exactly what it is, a 2-3 zone. They're big inside but small out top.
Looked like Patrick got a piece of it, but look at the fight by Hansbrough. No basket. Before the shot.
Tyler Hansbrough averages almost 4 offensive rebounds per game, whether it's man or zone. Louisville has got to get a body on Tyler Hansbrough.
Foul was on Andre McGee, his first. Edgar Sosa in for the first time as you look at Roy Williams. Took the Tar Heels to the national championship 3 seasons ago. Earl Clark, who has been sensational off the bench. He calls himself the E5. Roy's number 5. Lanky 6'8" sophomore. In the red of Louisville in for the first time along with Sosa. 5-2 Louisville with the early lead. Carolina rarely relinquishes the lead. Certainly not in the tournament. Easy pass, easy basket. As Deon Thompson cuts Louisville's advantage to 1.
Louisville goes man-to-man on the out-of-bounds underneath, and Ty Lawson able to split the double team and show terrific poise when David Padgett came over to shut him off. That's a really nice pass by Ty Lawson and good patience.
Padgett again running the offense off the top of the lane. Smith from 3. Hansbrough. And Lawson with the hurry. And how will they call that? Blocking on Sosa.
Ty Lawson showed very good patience when he got the ball down on the baseline side. Cut off by Padgett. The double team comes, but just gets around it. Nice little bounce pass, and Earl Clark probably should have intercepted that. But you can see, Dick, when North Carolina gets a defensive rebound on the last possession, it was Hansbrough. How quickly they get it out and how fast Lawson is off the dribble.
That's Alex Stevenson in for Deon Thompson for North Carolina as Roy Williams makes his first substitution. 5-4 Louisville. So we approach the 4-minute mark into this first half. Hansbrough, Clark on him. There's the double team. Tipped out by Padgett. This is Williams. Great pass for Clark. And a foul. Earl Clark, his presence shown immediately. The basket is good.
What a terrific pass down court.
And Marcus Ginyard with an easy 2. The junior from Alexandria, Virginia.
After the Louisville score, the full court pressure came with an odd man front. And North Carolina went right over the top. That's how you punish a team for pressing you full court. That's really the battle in this, Dick. Easy baskets versus turnovers.
Williams dead center again, and a 9-6 Cardinal lead. 5 for Terrence Williams.
Look at this one-man press break, Ty Lawson. After the 2-3 zone after a make.
Ginyard feeding underneath the Hansbrough, and he muscles his way for another basket. He has 4.
What a pretty hesitation dribble by Ginyard. That opened up the baseline. Hansbrough always has his hands ready.
And that's going to be a travel on Earl Clark. He misread Jerry Smith's break and skidded to a stop. Almost 5 minutes played here in Charlotte. The Cardinals by 1. East Regional Final. A reminder, check out the nominees for the Pontiac game-changing performance of the tournament at Pontiac.com/NCAA, where you can also enter for a chance to win a Pontiac G8 and a trip for 8 to this year's Final Four. Carolina's ball, trailing by 1, nearly 5 minutes into this final that will send the second team to San Antonio. UCLA Bruins earning their spot earlier in a convincing performance against Xavier.
Louisville going man-to-man. All 8 of Carolina's points have come in the paint.
Scramble underneath and bodies flying. No whistle yet. And finally a dual possession arrow to North Carolina.
North Carolina is getting a lot of second chance opportunities, and Louisville has got to do a better job of keeping the Tar Heels off the offensive glass.
Mentioned UCLA. They go to the Final Four for the 17th time. If North Carolina wins tonight, they will equal that best ever in collegiate history as freshman Preston Knowles enters the game for Louisville. His first time for duty.
And a good job already by Knowles taking away the backdoor look for Ellington.
And Quentin Thomas, number 11, in for North Carolina. Ellington pulling up and hitting. One of the outstanding pure shooters in basketball, and the Tar Heels lead by 1.
A complete basketball player can now put the ball on the floor, has a very good middle game, and silky smooth as a scorer.
Palacios, back pass. Here comes Ellington. Quentin Thomas wears number 11. His middle name is Isaiah. Of course, that was Isaiah's favorite jersey number when he played at Indiana. Short again, second chance, but it's stripped away from Stevenson. And here come the Cardinals down by 1.
But yet another opportunity point blank for North Carolina.
That'll be against Quentin Thomas of North Carolina. Lots of officials here tonight.
Quentin Thomas tremendously improved, and what a great asset to this North Carolina team. When Ty Lawson went down in early February, it was Thomas that stepped forward, and he's one of the big reasons for the improvement of the Carolina team while Lawson was out.
Thomas, the only senior that sees regular duty for North Carolina. Palacios does not try to challenge Hansbrough, and here come the Heels.
Hansbrough already down the floor underneath the basket.
Oh, what a job by the freshman Knowles. He's up high for the block. Roy Williams sends in the 3 new faces.
Preston Knowles has a live body, very energetic, a terrific defender, and is going to be an outstanding player. Rick Pitino already trusts him to put him into the game and take a terrific score in Wayne Ellington.
Danny Green in for the first time. He has been sensational as the 6th man, maybe the best in the country. And starters Stevenson, Thompson, Ginyard. Hansbrough gets a breather, and this is Lawson. And the foul, character of Louisville. Well, the Cardinals have moved quickly to this Elite 8. Impressively averaging a 22-point margin in their 3 victories. Not quite what North Carolina's done, but very impressive. Rick Pitino's team that really came together in February. They struggled till February. Then he said, I got all my players back. We practiced well. Went 8-0 in February. And finished in the Big East at 14-4.
And the key was really getting David Padgett back healthy. And now Padgett entering the NCAA tournament feels 100%. And it's really remarkable that Padgett came back at all. There were many who thought that his career in college was over as a result of that broken kneecap.
Missed the first 10 games of the season. Ty Lawson hits both free throws. Carolina with its biggest lead.
North Carolina's been breaking down the Louisville defense off the dribble and getting into the paint with relative ease.
Hansbrough on the bench for North Carolina. And a foul inside. Pushing was Character trying to get position. That's his second foul, and he walks toward the bench.
What a battle of strength between Derek Character and Alex Stevenson. Stevenson trying to get that position. You can see Character just backs him off and dislodges him, and that's where the offensive foul came in. back to the 2-3 zone. This has been the primary defense for Louisville. It is not big out front.
Deion Thompson, tipped by Green, tipped by Ginyard, and again, offensive rebounding power for the #1 Tar Heels.
North Carolina just dominating the offensive glass. They have 10 rebounds overall to Louisville's 2.
This partisan crowd on its feet. An 8-0 run for North Carolina and a whistle reaching in. I believe they caught Ginyard.
North Carolina is not a good offensive rebounding team. They are a great offensive rebounding team. And Marcus Ginyard, who is such a great defender, averages over 2 offensive rebounds himself, one of the better offensive rebounding guards in the country, and can run in from the wing. You got to lay a body on him.
It was Deion Thompson who was ticketed with a foul, the second team foul. In to Padgett, can't get it with the left hand. Second chance, Smith from 3-point range. That was big and cuts North Carolina's lead to 14-12.
One of the best times to shoot a 3 is after an offensive rebound. The defense has collapsed and you can kick it out to a shooter who's stepping into his shot.
Thompson to Green. Green has been red hot off the bench, and that's so typical. He hits a 3. He's been in double figures 22 times this year, all off the bench, and Green ignites the Carolina fans. A 5-point Tar Heel lead, under 12 to go in the opening half. CBS, and you can watch exclusive video of Amen Corner Live, the 15th and 16th holes, and bonus coverage of the entire field with Masters Extra at cbssports.com/Masters Live and Masters.org. Danny Green off the bench nails a tray and a 17-12 lead for North Carolina.
North Carolina coming with a quick trap as the ball comes over half court.
Padgett underneath and can't get it to roll in. Back out to Smith. That's Earl Clark, and the big man at 6'8" has that kind of range. He was on the line, a 2-point shot. Clark picks up the loose ball. Here comes Louisville down by 3.
There's Louisville's backflow defense, back tipping.
Spin move by Williams. Rebound Williams and taken away by Ginyard. Look at Hansbrough run the floor. Yes, sir.
How many big guys can run the floor with that kind of effort, like he shot out of a cannon?
6 points for Hansbrough to lead all scorers. Clark inside, knocked away by Thompson, but stays in the hands of the team from Louisville.
And Danny Green doing a nice job of moving his feet.
Clark takes it inside, stripped by Hansbrough. Here's Green.
Doesn't have numbers.
Ginyard sets up the pattern. Green works the baseline. Deion Thompson off the glass. Deion Thompson with 4 points for North Carolina.
Nice job of recognition by Thompson. He had the smaller defender McGee on him, and he took advantage of it.
Tar Heel fans cheer the biggest lead for North Carolina. Left alone on the side is Williams. Another rebound to North Carolina. 1 and out, and there's a bump foul. Frustration foul. Terrence Williams. #1 and barely challenged in the first 3 games. Average winning margin of 30 points plus as they took care of Mount St. Mary's, Arkansas, and Washington State here on Thursday night by 21.
And Roy Williams, his mantra is run, run, run. And Washington State had his Tar Heels almost in a dentist's office with the pace, and now they must feel unchained. They've been running at every opportunity, and right now North Carolina leading the points in the paint battle 12-4. That's key in this ball game.
To take a 21-14 lead and 9.5 minutes to go. They've made their last 4 field goal attempts, North Carolina.
Louisville goes man-to-man on out-of-bounds situations.
Padgett able to tie up Ty Lawson. Lawson felt he was being held, so did a lot of these fans. Arrow, Louisville.
And that was a basket-saving play by David Padgett. Ty Lawson has been able to break this defense down, not only in transition, but in the half court as well.
Palacios has returned for Louisville. Green hawking him.
Good pressure on the ball by Danny Green.
Switches off. Now to McGee, into Padgett. Padgett, nice speed and a foul. Appeared to be Ginyard who bumped McGee out of bounds. Tomorrow in 60 Minutes, a baseball genius who helped win the World Series. What are his secrets? You can find out tomorrow night on 60 Minutes.
Whenever David Padgett gets the ball in the high post, this team really cuts well off of him, and he can just turn and see over the defense, and a terrific cut by Andre McGee.
First point for Andre McGee. His dad played college ball at Cal State Long Beach, wore 33, and he honors his father by carrying the same jersey number for Louisville.
His brother Antoine was a very good player at Colorado as well.
He was indeed. Green walks in for an easy two.
Nobody's seeing the ball for Louisville, and Danny Green takes advantage of it. Such a smart player.
With all the scoring power on this North Carolina squad, it's easy to overlook how well they play defense. They are tough. Reaching in and tying up is Danny Green. That earns possession for the Tar Heels. Green, a junior from Long Island. You saw the feature a week ago. His father incarcerated for a couple of years. He's out of prison but can't travel out of the state of New York to see his son play. And Danny told us yesterday he just can't wait for his dad to be able to come down and see him in person. Maybe it'll happen in San Antonio. Lawson, so fast. Green wide open, and misses that three, but look, another offensive rebound.
Well, the best offense for North Carolina has been a missed shot. They have gotten almost every offensive rebound in this game.
12 second chance points for North Carolina. Nice drive and score by Jerry Smith.
Yeah, but even after a score, North Carolina runs it right back at them.
And scores Wade Ellington. That was a tough little runner. Floated that one home.
Well, he has got every shot in the book.
Green now on Clark. Smith draws Ellington. Lawson on Sosa.
Hansbrough fronting inside on Padgett.
Sosa to Williams in the corner. Can't hit the three. And that's going to be on Green, trying to push Clark out of the box. That's his first foul. 4 team fouls, Carolina. It's the Heels. 7:24 left in the opening half. Tar Heels by 10. Bottom line, offensive rebounds. Those second chance points have been key thus far, Jay Billis.
Well, Louisville's first shot defense has not been bad. It's just they've allowed too many offensive rebounds. North Carolina, one of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, if not the best. And it's not just Tyler Hansbrough that goes to the offensive glass. Deion Thompson goes as well. Marcus Ginyard, one of the best offensive rebounding guards in the country. You have got to lay a body on Carolina on every possession.
That's not a backcourt violation, and Smith saves it with Thompson right on his back.
I think at first Smith thought there was somebody behind him that the inbounds man was throwing to.
Smith to Sosa. Sosa for three is short. Clark can't get the rebound. Ginyard.
That's a challenge jump shot. Rick Pitino does not want that.
In fact, he charts those. He wants less than 9 challenge shots in a game, as he wants more than 35 deflections defensively. Keeps those numbers as well. Hansbrough from outside.
That is a shot Tyler Hansbrough would not have taken confidently last year, but he has really worked on it, and now becoming more of a weapon when he steps away.
The man they call Psycho T has 8 points to lead all scorers early. 6.5 to go before the intermission. Biggest lead for North Carolina. Sosa, will they count the basket? No signal yet. They're going to call the foul on North Carolina. And there's the signal. Basket is good. Tough 2 for Sosa.
just sliding in at the last second. Sosa had left the ground, and good concentration by Edgar Sosa. He had a really tough outing in the ball game against Tennessee, fouled out in just about 7 minutes. And when he gets off to a good start, as he did against Pittsburgh earlier in the year, he can have a very effective game.
Sosa, a product of Rice High School in the city, New York City, converts the three-point play for his first points of the game and cuts North Carolina's lead to 9, and not for long. Deion Thompson quickly at the other end. That's the way Roy Williams wants it. He says basketball is a finesse game. Speed is part of finesse. The faster you are, the more chances you get to score.
Well, they want a high volume possession game because they want to wear you out and foul you out.
Sosa walks in. No one picked him up. 5 quick points off the bench for Edgar Sosa. Nice move by Quentin Thomas. And throws it away. Trying to hit Deion Thompson. Only the 4th turnover North Carolina in this opening half.
Sosa just too easy getting all the way to the rim. Nobody steps in front to stop the ball. That's what Louisville wants to do, Dick. They want to speed the game and make guys make plays on the run. And you don't want to allow anything easy, but you want to get non-handlers handling the ball.
Clark, Sosa, 2 reserves on the floor now with Padgett, Williams, and Smith. Smith has it stripped away. Ginyard to Ellington. Oh my! 6'6" Terrence Williams climbing the ladder to say no, 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 no.
Terrence Williams, a spectacular athlete, and it looked like another easy opportunity off the 7th turnover by Louisville, but that was just erased by Williams.
Alex Stevenson and Danny Green return after a brief rest for North Carolina. And that's Derek Character back for Padgett as Rick Pitino makes a move.
And Williams swatting that out of bounds. At least it kept North Carolina from getting another offensive rebound.
Hansbrough has it picked. Jerry Smith with a steal. He's one of the best in the Big East.
Great hands, leads this team in deflections, also leads them in steals.
Clock ticks down to 5 minutes left in this opening half in Charlotte, North Carolina. The top seed, and there's a Earl Clark. He looked away, didn't see the ball into his hands. Hansbrough did, and he's fouled. No, they're going to call a travel. A travel on Hansbrough. No basket.
Well, Earl Clark looking for that high-low and just took his eye off the ball, and you can see didn't really have control of the ball and traveled as a result. Pretty good job by Louisville to get back in their transition defense so that Hansbrough wasn't able to get all the way to the rim.
Winner advances against Kansas, or how about Davidson? And that'll be tomorrow. UCLA, the #1 in the West, they have advanced with a convincing win over Xavier earlier tonight.
Louisville does such a nice job of cutting off of David Padgett when he gets the ball up high, and he can just look over that defense. There's got to be more pressure on the ball to try to discourage that pass.
Preston Knowles with his first basket at the other end for Louisville. Cut the Carolina lead to 7.
Hansbrough needs to touch it in the low post.
Lawson to Ellington. Green. Lawson has it deflected. That'll score a point with Pitino, but Carolina gets it back, and with 2, Lawson well off the mark on the hurried jumper.
And Louisville's first shot defense again pretty good, but now limiting North Carolina just 1 opportunity.
Terrence Williams has to go off his knee out of bounds. He had the opening, but couldn't take it all the way to the glass, and we have a timeout. Under 4 to go. North Carolina leads by to go in the opening half. Rebounding key, and Carolina leads by a +8, +3 on the offensive end.
8 offensive rebounds for North Carolina by 5 different Tar Heels. That's led to 12 second chance points. And when the initial first shot defense forces a miss, and you get the offensive rebound for an easy opportunity, that's 50% on that possession.
Both teams shooting well, 54% for North Carolina, 53% for Louisville, but Louisville guilty of 9 turnovers. And that statistic combined with the offensive rebounding prowess of the Tar Heels factors into their 7-point advantage.
North Carolina going to try to look to get the ball into the middle of the zone or screen the zone.
Around the perimeter of the zone, down to Chen, and Padgett outleaps Hansbrough for the pass. Ahead to Clark, and he scores.
That was a set play by North Carolina with Wayne Ellington setting a back screen on the opposite side, and just well read by Louisville.
And Padgett with a foul as Green used his body well on the drive. First foul on Padgett.
After the back pick, Padgett reads it beautifully. Great vision of the play. And a nice finish by Earl Clark. But North Carolina, even after a make, pushes it up the floor so quickly. And not a very good foul by David Padgett on the end.
Sixth team foul against Louisville. So the Tar Heels will be at the line from now on. 5 team fouls on North Carolina.
You just never get a break against North Carolina, even after you score and you're used to, frankly, jogging back at times. You can't do that. It's got to be a full-out sprint.
Green hits both free throws, has 7 points in the game. And now the pressure in the backcourt by North Carolina. And knocked away from Padgett as Green made the defensive play. And stripped by Louisville. Knowles pulls up, rattles it home. The freshman, Preston Knowles, giving Patino some solid minutes. But there's the long pass, and Ginyard gets the easy 2 quickly at the other end.
Beautiful job of passing ahead, and once again, North Carolina with an answer. They make a mistake and immediately erase that mistake. And a nice job by Ginyard going right into the body of David Padgett.
2.5 minutes left. Padgett lost control of the ball as he went up with the left hand over Hansbrough. Long pass to Green, and he is fouled. Got hit in the face as he went up for that layup.
Every Tar Heel sprints to run the lane. You can see North Carolina getting back, but Hansbrough immediately inbounds it, and they are looking long, and the Heels have Louisville back on their heels and get an easy score to answer the score by Louisville.
Padgett with his 2nd foul. Green looks for his 8th point. Every team tries to stop it. They know that Carolina's going to do that off any made basket or rebound. They're going to set a couple of guys free to the other end.
You know what, Dick? It's like the Green Bay Packers' old power sweep or student body right for USC football. You know what's coming. The question is, can you stop it? And so few have been able to stop Roy Williams' transition game, whether he was at Kansas or now at North Carolina.
Green perfect from the line, 4 for 4, 9 points in the game. Back to a 9-point advantage for the top seed Tar Heels. Character hawked by Hansbrough.
Character had so much pressure on him he couldn't see anybody open.
Hansbrough got away with a foul there. Into Character. Over Hansbrough, and there's the foul. Coming up, folks, AT&T at the half. Greg Gumbel and the gang will recap how UCLA made it again to the Final Four 3 years in a row now for the Bruins. They'll talk about Texas head coach Rick Barnes. In fact, I think Rick's going to be visiting with us, and DJ Augustine, and an AT&T Naismith watch update, all coming up on AT&T at the half. Big Derek Character, 6'9" sophomore from Fanwood, New Jersey. Free throw shooting is just average on the year, 64%.
And just an absolute load inside.
Danny Green, apparently a little blood around that left eye. You can't see it from that angle, and they're going to ask him to get some medical attention. Oh, there it is. Yeah, that was when he went up for that layup and was fouled by Padgett. Here it is. Man, he did get raked. Oh, and then a second wave of the Cardinal defense caught him.
Danny Green is such a weapon to bring in off the bench. Talked to him yesterday about adjusting to being a sixth man this season. And do you like it, or did you just adjust to it? And he said, well, I've adjusted to it. He'd rather start, but has really embraced the role of a sixth man.
But he's learned to study the opposition, the man that he may be defending when he does come in, see the possible holes, for example, in this zone defense used by Louisville, where he could go get his shot.
And Roy Williams says he wants his sixth man. You don't want to have a drop off when you bring him in, but with Danny Green, you get a lift. He elevates your play.
Character misses both free throws.
Back to the 2-3 zone.
Ellington from long range. Oh, he's a beautiful stroke.
And credit to Alex Stevenson for setting the nice screen after the handoff exchange.
A minute and a half to go, and North Carolina builds a 12-point lead thanks to Ellington's tray.
Louisville shooting over 50% and down by double digits.
Ginyard with a steal, takes it to the other end. Hansbrough, no basket. The foul was called, I believe, before Ginyard shot. He'll go to the line regardless.
If you are not strong with the ball, North Carolina is coming after it, and they are running on every mistake. Ginyard, the great defender, all defensive team in the Atlantic Coast Conference, taking it all the way and drawing the foul. And if he missed that and was not fouled, Tyler Hansbrough ran the court just as quickly.
Ginyard, the junior from Alexandria, Virginia, father a United States Marine for 23 years. As Sosa goes to the bench, wincing, reaching at that left knee. He misses both. Clark with a rebound. 1:22 left in the half. Down by 12. Oh, tough move by Character. He was almost behind the backboard when he reached back into play to bank it home.
Well, how about that hesitation move and just sprinting past the defense?
Ellington misses that three-point try. Chance to get in single digits, the deficit. Louisville, and Clark will do just that on the drive.
Such a talented performer.
8 points for Earl Clark, E5, and right back comes North Carolina. You can't take a breath. They're immediately at the basket at the other end.
And how deflating is that, Dick Enberg, to work so hard to get a score in North Carolina? Takes it right at you after.
32 seconds left in the half. 10-point lead. Carolina can go for the last shot. Won't have to hurry, will they?
Easy goal for Alex Stevenson, the sophomore from Los Angeles. And now it's Louisville who will take the final shot. 12 seconds left in this first half.
This has been vintage Carolina.
McGee for three. Well short. At the end of the half. Oh, they love the Tar Heels in Charlotte. And what a first half. As Rick Pitino sees Roy Williams' team build a 12-point halftime lead. We'll send you the Greg Gumbel and Company, AT&T at the half, after these messages and a word from your local station. Back in Charlotte, we're ready for the second half. The Blue Bloods from North Carolina, the Thoroughbreds, out on the run, and they have the lead. And we look at the in-game box score powered by CBS College Sports Network, the 24-hour college sports channel from CBS Sports. Fast break points, transition points, rebounding North Carolina.
Well, North Carolina's winning the battle of easy baskets. Everybody in a full-out sprint when North Carolina gains control of the basketball, even after a made field goal. And you can see this after a dead ball. Ty Lawson gets it in. And look at Earl Clark. He allows Marcus Ginyard to get behind him. David Padgett hugging up on his man in full-court man-to-man pressure. And that is just a throw over the top for an easy basket. And it's been nothing but easy baskets off the offensive glass. In transition, North Carolina, everybody has sprinted back, and the Heels have kept the Cardinals on their heels in transition.
And if you're a North Carolina fan, you'd be pleased to know that with the Tar Heels ahead at halftime, their record has been perfect on the year. 29-0 went ahead at the half. Well, 3 years ago, Sean May and that great Carolina team went all the way to the championship. And many fans are comparing the big three of that year with the three top players for North Carolina this year. The Louisville Cardinals, they played well, they shot well, 52%, 11 turnovers costly, and the fact that North Carolina seemed to run at will. Just when Louisville would make a basket, pull a little closer, then a quick score at the other end for North Carolina was so demoralizing.
Well, when they've gotten into their half-court defense, their initial shot defense has been good. They've allowed too many opportunities. They need to start getting to the rim. Too many jump shots, and that's a good start to get into the lane off the curl by Williams.
Terrence Williams now with 7. Ellington Ellington quickly to the basket. Thompson, 10-footer. Burns Williams to the other end. Turns down the three from the corner. Not close was Palacios.
Too many jump shots for Louisville. They've got to get something inside, something going to the basket. If they want to get into a jump shooting contest with North Carolina, the Heels are going to be laying it in most of the game while they're taking jumpers.
They're 2 for 9, Louisville, on 3-point attempts. This is Ginyard with Lawson, Thompson, Ellington, and Hansbrough on the court for North Carolina. Hansbrough. Oh, what a tough shot.
Just an incredible ability to get bumped and finish the play. And anytime Tyler Hansbrough puts the ball on the floor, he is going to spin back. You've got to be aware of that.
Nice move by Williams to counter for Louisville. Aaron Baines of Washington State described Hansbrough as a flailing crocodile. In many ways, you see he's a whirling dervish. There's the croc. He got his big jaws on another 2. 12 points for Hansbrough to lead all scorers. Patchett looking for his first points is fouled before the shot.
Tyler Hansbrough spinning back. You can see the contact, and he creates a lot of that contact, but has an extraordinary ability to finish after he gets bumped. And then again, using that spin move to get around the defense. Anytime he puts it on the deck, you can bet that he is going to spin back away from the defense.
He's got 12 points now, so he's been in double figures every game this year. This is the 38th game of the season for North Carolina. Deion Thompson picked up that last foul, his 3rd, and another whistle against the Tar Heels.
And there's another opportunity for a handoff or exchange with David Padgett, and then curling off of it to attack in the lane. Louisville's got to do more of that to put some pressure on this North Carolina defense.
Ginyard's 2nd foul. Roy Williams makes a move, brings in Alex Stevenson.
What a
for Thompson.
What a first half for Marcus Ginyard. He had 6 points, 5 rebounds, and 2 steals. Went 3 of 3 from the field. Just did a great job defensively as well.
Cardinals with the ball, down by a dozen. Clark was the scoring star for Louisville that first half. Was a perfect 4 for 4. Padgett barrels his way inside and finally has a basket.
So that's the way Louisville needs to play. Use Padgett as a passer, bring him off, hand the ball off, and then use that handoff to get an angle in the post. Now a 2-3 zone for Louisville.
Padgett, who was recruited to Kansas by Roy Williams, arrived just as Williams left to come to North Carolina. Padgett with a rebound, clearing pass to Smith. Lawson from behind, and he can't deny. So a little taste of their own medicine for North Carolina. And we've got a whistle at the other end and a hold. That foul on Louisville, it'll go against Jerry Smith as first.
When Padgett gets the ball into the high post, you can see the dribble exchange. He uses that to get an angle in the post, and he can use either hand spinning back to go over that left shoulder. He is right hand dominant, but also can use his left down low as well.
Lawson easily beats the pressure in the backcourt, sets up Stevenson.
Now it's North Carolina that can't afford to settle for jump shots. They've got to get the ball into the middle and look to get it inside as well.
And they do get it inside and score. Alex Stevenson, the sophomore from Los Angeles, has 4. Williams at the other end. Not there. Clark chases it down. E5.
Louisville fortunate. Not a good shot by Williams. That shot is going to be there.
Clark on the give and go. Misses badly, but was fouled. Appeared to be Stevenson. They say it's impossible for an underdog to go the distance. Well, then again, they said it's impossible to get real Coke taste and 0 calories. Log on to mycokerewards.com. Get lots of great NCAA gear.
If Louisville executes their half-court offense, the Cardinals can get back into this game. Now the lead under 10.
And down to 9. As Stevenson, who picked up that last foul, his first, is out. Danny Green returns for North Carolina. Earl Clark with a chance to hit double figures, along with 6 rebounds. He's had a terrific tournament. Last 7 games, averaging 14 points, 8.5 rebounds off the bench.
63% from the field. Just a very talented player. Got off to a great start this season with a number of double-doubles, and Big East play really took it out of him at the start, but is really finishing strong.
Green with an air ball. Hansbrough, as he came down with a rebound, stepped on the baseline.
It's almost like North Carolina can't stand prosperity. They come down and take a quick jump shot. They had had so much success in pushing the ball up court when it wasn't there. Run good offense, make Louisville guard you.
Terrence Farley with a brief stint back on the bench for Louisville. Preston Knowles, the freshman, back on the floor for Rick Pitino. That's Knowles. Clark to Padgett. Padgett tied up.
Hansbrough trying to front David Padgett. They threw it over the top, and a really nice job by Ty Lawson to come over from the weak side, knock that ball away. That's what essentially created that turnover. You can see Hansbrough really fighting to get around in front, and that pass has got to go over the top. That gives help side defense a chance to recover.
Back comes Jerry Smith, and Terrence Williams with a breather. On the held ball, it's Carolina.
This is what Louisville wants, getting into the hands of non-handlers. You want to keep it out of this man's hands.
Lawson can't hit the, look at Hansbrough. How'd he get in there for the rebound? Gets it back again. Bats it out. Saves it, or no. Went out of bounds. Fans wanted a foul.
Hansbrough may not have gotten the call, but you never see him get outworked. If that ball is long or loose, Tyler Hansbrough thinks it belongs to him.
And as you pointed out, he creates a lot of that contact himself. He makes it really tough on officials. Knowles inside to score, and he's fouled.
Louisville was successful in the first half on occasion, getting the ball to Padgett up top and cutting off of him. Then he turns and throws it over the top.
The fans in red cheer. Louisville within 7.
Tournament summary. Ben Howland's Bruins hit the trifecta. 3 straight Final Four appearances for the Pac-10 champions. All 4 #1 seeds have advanced to the Elite 8. UCLA is in at San Antonio, and here #1 North Carolina in the lead. And our sagacious friend Clark Kellogg predicted all 4 #1s would make it to the Final Four. Tough to bet against that. Xavier had a terrific run. Knowles unable to complete the 3-point play, and so it's North Carolina with the ball, leading Louisville. And foul as Ellington makes his drive.
Ellington was right in the middle of 4 red shirts. They just slapped down to foul, and North Carolina needs to answer this run by Louisville. Louisville's gone 5 of 7 from the field in the second half, has only turned it over 1 time. If you remember last year, Dick, they got Georgetown down by 11, missed 22 of 23 shots for Georgetown to take them to overtime and ultimately win.
Green with a drive, and it's out of bounds to North Carolina. In fact, Wayne Ellington has been haunted by a miss in regulation. He had a chance to win it for North Carolina in this round, Elite 8 against Georgetown. Could not hit that shot, and went on to have to swallow a defeat and be denied the Final Four. Wants to make amends, and certainly has played some great ball. Lawson, what a solid move. Ty Lawson takes it in strongly.
How do you stay in front of him? Roy Williams has said that Ty Lawson is the fastest point guard he has ever coached, and he's coached Jock Vaughn at Kansas and Raymond Felton at North Carolina. That is speed.
Carolina faithful on their feet. Knowles from outside tries the 3. Padgett with a tough rebound.
Just threw everybody out of the way.
Smith hits the 3. Thanks to Padgett's hustle and fight to get that rebound and a second chance.
And the vision to find an open shooter after the offensive rebound. The best time to take a 3-point shot. Back to the 2-3 zone after the made field goal. That middle wide open.
That'll be on Knowles. Reach in, trying to stop Lawson. His second foul. Well, this is as close as Louisville's been since the middle of the first half.
What was good for North Carolina in the first half has been good for Louisville in the second. Going after the offensive glass, kicking it out to an excellent 3-point shooter in Jerry Smith.
Both Knowles and McGee rested by Coach Rick Pitino. Edgar Sosa back into the game for Louisville, along with Earl Clark.
Louisville's gotten a great contribution from its bench in this game.
Ellington pulls up for three. Not there. Clark and Williams battle, and it's Williams who gives Louisville another chance. Down by only a half dozen. Sosa walking in for an easy layup. And oh my, a 4-point game. Tar Heels led by a dozen at the half. Green takes it all the way against Padgett. Get it! Hansbrough! What a follow by the All-America Hansbrough!
Whenever North Carolina needs it, it's Hansbrough that comes through. What a play.
14 points and 10 rebounds. A double-double already for Hansbrough. High pass is batted toward the sidelines by North Carolina. Louisville's ball.
Danny Green attacking in transition, going over Padgett, and nobody boxes out Tyler Hansbrough. They've got to know he's coming. The young man never, ever takes a play off. Another double-double for Tyler Hansbrough.
Yeah, one of the most competitive players in any sport we've seen for a while. He just can't get enough. He wants to be better with every move, every game, every practice. Didn't take Monday off. The whole team did last Monday. He was in the gym for 2.5 hours. Smith from long range. Not there, but Clark has another rebound, and that's a reach in on Danny Green. Second foul on Green.
Tyler Hansbrough is all effort, but when that shot went up, every Louisville player became a ball watcher, and they paid the price for it because Hansbrough was coming in like a freight train from the top of the key.
5 team fouls on North Carolina here in the second half. 3 on Louisville. And a whistle and a hold, and they're pointing at Wayne Ellington. His first.
That has been very good for Louisville, getting it to Padgett, letting him turn and cut off him, and they've given up a couple of layups as a result, and just the hold trying to keep Jerry Smith from getting to the rim.
Next Tar Heel foul sends the Cardinals to the line. 13 minutes and change remaining here in the second half in Charlotte. A berth in the Final Four. San Antonio next weekend on the line.
Louisville gets the ball from side to side, much more effective.
Williams with a drive. Clark with a fake. Nice ball movement. Sosa for a three. That would have been big. Smith with a loose ball. Takes it in against Hansbrough. Misses an easy attempt, and Padgett is fouled.
Louisville's just quicker to the ball.
Ginyard over the top with a foul.
In the second half, the Cardinals have done a much better job of making North Carolina guard them in the half court, taking away transition.
It was Green on the other side that took the foul, his third. Thompson with 3 and Ginyard with 3 for Carolina. At the line is the big senior David Padgett from Reno, 6'11". After a year playing for Bill Self, elected to leave Kansas. Roy Williams, as we said, was the man who recruited him. Sat out a year and then migrated to Louisville to play for Rick Pitino.
When you saw him play in high school, David Padgett, the one thing he could do better than anyone else in his class was run the floor, and injuries have taken that away from him.
Near steal by Louisville. Clinton Thomas. Partially blocked. Hansbrough almost another score, and a foul. That's going to be a travel before the foul. And look at Terrence Williams. These Cardinals are fired up, and the fans are in disbelief, and joining them, Roy Williams.
Well, they had better believe it and start guarding in the half court, because Louisville is a confident team, and they are playing through David Padgett, and he's been dominating this game without scoring.
Great pass by Padgett. Jerry Smith with the basket. It's a 2-point game. "12 minutes to go, and Hansbrough just does beat the 10-second count. Thompson. Ooh, that's a tough little 5-footer. And North Carolina builds its lead to 4.
And Louisville inbounding the ball quickly to get it up court. Padgett has to continue to touch the ball.
Tries another tray. Down the bottom. 56-55. 17 for Jerry Smith to lead all scores.
Louisville is moving the ball and moving themselves, and as a result, they've become much harder to guard in this second half.
That 12-point halftime lead for North Carolina has eroded down to 1. A 12-4 run by the men in red from Louisville. Hansbrough and a foul. When in trouble, find number 50.
And find the middle of the lane. Clinton Thomas on the penetration to break down the defense. And a little dump down to Hansbrough. And nobody finishes better when he gets it right next to the basket. The answer by Tyler Hansbrough.
58-55. Well, they're the sweethearts, the darlings of the tournament, the Davidson Wildcats. And they'll be on CBS tomorrow as we look to finish the puzzle for the Final Four. Live at 2:20, Texas and Memphis in the South. Then at 5:50 Eastern, surprising Davidson. Number 1, Kansas in Detroit. It's a super doubleheader tomorrow to wrap up the regional play and set up the Final Four for San Antonio next weekend. Hansbrough for the three-point play. That's his first free throw, and that in itself is news. He averages 10 free throws a game. But the three-point play builds Carolina's lead back to 4.
North Carolina going with its point zone in the half court.
Louisville shooting 60% the second half. Jay Billis 9 for 15.
And they've kept North Carolina out of transition. Only one transition basket in the second half for North Carolina.
10 on the shot clock. Smith has had the hot hand and drills another three. 59-58. Make that Andre McGee. Andre McGee with that three. Into Hansbrough, out to Green. Dancer with three. Rattles out, and Louisville with a chance for the lead. They've not been in front since the opening 2 minutes of the game. Clark takes it in and is fouled. Deion Thompson, and that'll be his 4th. Well, getting a scholarship with 0 skills, well, about as unbelievable. Getting real Coke taste and 0 calories. You can win a $25,000 scholarship, folks, from Coke Zero at mycokerewards.com. Earl Clark, 1 to tie, and misses that one. He's a 66% free throw shooter on the season, as Ty Lawson and Marcus Ginyard return for Carolina.
And the sky is the limit for the potential of this young player, Earl Clark. He just keeps getting better and better and more confident.
Ties it at 59 with 10:21 remaining in the second half. That's a travel against North Carolina. And that small section of Louisville fans, they're starting to believe. Good defense there by the freshman Preston Knowles.
And North Carolina not alert in taking the ball out of bounds under.
Knowles inside to Clark. Green hawking him, and it's a travel the other way. No basket.
It just wasn't there. Earl Clark's got to be able to kick that back out and then repost.
We tick down to the midpoint of this second 20-minute period in Charlotte, North Carolina. Favored North Carolina 59. The 3rd seed Louisville 59. Hansbrough with a score.
And Lawson just has great eyes.
19 points for Tyler Hansbrough, the 3-time Carolina All-America. Pandemonium here in Charlotte. This sea of Carolina blue. The 6th time they've played in this arena. They're 5-0 this year. Into Patchett, working on Hansbrough, and a foul on Hansbrough, or did he step out of bounds? Yeah, he traveled is the call. Rick Pitino not liking that whistle. 9:30 left in the second half. North Carolina by a basket. Might have expected, both teams shooting well above 50%. Jerry Smith, the sophomore for Louisville, the guard with 17 to lead the Cardinals, and Tyler Hansbrough, who else, for North Carolina with a double-double. Smith having a big game here in the clutch. Louisville outscoring Carolina's bench 25-13, and another plus for Louisville at the moment. Carolina's committed 8 fouls, so Louisville will be at the line 1-1. Louisville 4 fouls in the second half.
And Wayne Ellington and Danny Green have yet to score in the second half. They had 20 points combined in the first half. Louisville sticking with that 2-3 zone. Very active, a lot of man-to-man principles in this zone. North Carolina's got to be able to penetrate it, whether by it's the pass or the dribble.
5 seconds. And that's good defense, and Patchett rips it away from Green. Here come the Birds from Louisville. .8:45 remaining. The winner to San Antonio against either Kansas or Davidson. They play tomorrow here on CBS. Clark inside, and they're going to call a travel. That's twice he has had baskets negated on a travel.
And Danny Green doing a nice job of staying between Clark and the basket, but Clark just trying to bull his way to the basket. More of a perimeter player than a post-up player.
15th Louisville turnover. Green hustles into the offensive end. Hansbrough inside the line, hits it. When you leave him alone, he's deadly from that 17-foot jumper. 21 for Hansbrough to lead all scorers.
No hesitation and no fear.
Hansbrough gets away with an over the back there, but these North Carolina fans, many of them, I don't think they've ever taken a seat in this game except in a timeout. Most of the crowd on its feet here on this possession. 10 on the shot clock. Batted away by Hansbrough. With 5. Stripped away and a foul. I think they got Ty Lawson. No, Danny Green, and that'll be 4 on Green. 7:51 to go. He's 1 assist away from a triple-double.
Well, Tyler Hansbrough has stepped forward when North Carolina's offense has sputtered in the second half, whether it's knocking down a perimeter jumper off ball reversal, getting a big offensive rebound. He's got 21 points, 10 rebounds, 6 of them on the offensive end, and 2 steals in his 30 minutes of play.
And 9 assists, so 1 more assist, and we'll make that Lawson. I'm sorry, looking at the wrong line with the 9 assists. And a missed free throw, and those are too precious. That was the front end for Jerry Smith.
And Louisville in a very good position with fouls. If they are strong with the ball, every foul the remainder of the way, they are shooting free throws.
Double bonus. 6 for 13, however, are the Cardinals from the line in the game. And there's a hold away from the ball.
And Edgar Sosa at the top of that 2-3 zone.
Second foul on Sosa. And for Louisville, 5 team fouls.
Louisville does something interesting. They go man-to-man on out-of-bounds underneath. A lot of teams play man, and then they'll go 2-3 zone on out-of-bounds underneath. They do it opposite.
Look at Hansbrough work to get position on Patchett. And Sosa gets him from the backside. Foul on Sosa, number 3.
Well, you really have to sit on that spin move. Anytime that Tyler Hansbrough takes the ball into the middle off the bounce, he's going to spin back. And Patchett does a nice job of pushing him out on the floor, but just unable to move his feet to stay with them, but was sitting right on it. And Sosa's got to show more discipline there. He can't foul him in that situation.
That free throw gives Hansbrough 2,145 points in his 3 years. Misses the second. He's tied with Sam Perkins, number 2 all-time in Carolina scoring history, behind Phil Ford. He's done it in 3 years. Ford and Perkins played 4. Back door. Terrence Williams over Hansbrough and a foul.
Unbelievable strength by Terrence Williams. The great backdoor cut, the delivery, and how about that finish?
Terrence Williams, one of the many outstanding players produced in the city of Seattle, Washington. Went to Rainier Beach Used to play football and basketball against Nate Robinson up in Seattle, and he hits the three-point play, and 12 points for Terrence Williams, just above his average. And Louisville's back within 2.
And Louisville is an outstanding cutting team. They find great openings. They've done a great job in the second half of cutting.
Ellington can't hit, but look at Hansbrough. Gets another rebound and is trying to hit it off Smith to save possession as he fell out of bounds. But Smith wisely eluded the dodgeball throw.
Hansbrough just outworks people. Never takes a play off. Not a single play in his career have I seen him take off.
6:50 to go. Louisville a basket away from the tie, a 3-point away from the lead. The lob to Clark, and it was right there. He couldn't put it down. Ginyard with the rebound. Lawson flying to Hansbrough, and a foul on Paget.
Just one little mistake by Louisville. Not finish. Another terrific pass by David Paget. Whenever he gets the ball, he has made very good decisions, and North Carolina getting an opportunity to push it up the court.
You saw Paget come over to Clark. Now, don't get your head down because you missed that shot. And he's the emotional leader of this team, the senior Paget. He picked up his 3rd foul. Hansbrough and adds to his point count. Only Phil Ford has scored more in North Carolina history. He's got 23 points and a dozen rebounds. Hansbrough. 4-point lead, Tar Heels. And that's a reach around on Hansbrough. That'll be his 3rd.
And Hansbrough does get a lot of steals, but that's an unnecessary reach around the body of David Paget, especially since he got on the high side. And they're going to call that almost every time when a big guy reaches across the body of another big guy.
So North Carolina has 2 men in immediate foul trouble with 4, and 2 others, including Hansbrough, with 3. Five points now for Paget. Green and Thompson with 4, Ginyard and Hansbrough with 3. There's David Paget, Donald's All-America in Reno, California, Nevada. Hits them both. It's a 2-point game, 66-64. 6 minutes plus remaining. And that's a basket by Deon Thompson.
Louisville has done a very nice job of keeping the ball out of the hands of Ty Lawson. On that possession, it was Ginyard that took it all the way, and a nice catch and finish by Thompson, who has made much tougher and much quicker moves ever since he got into the postseason.
The sophomore from Torrance, California, quiet 10 points. Kind of goes unnoticed, but he in double figures so often.
Having that big body on the floor really helps, and Earl Clark needs to take him out on the perimeter a bit.
Paget, the point center, looks for someone open, no one underneath. So around the perimeter goes, and then back into Paget. Lost control of the ball, but got it back to Clark. He's double teamed. And the whistle. Timeout. Was that called by Rick Pitino at the Louisville bench? No clear signal. Yes, timeout. Louisville. 5.5 to go. 2 seconds on the shot clock when we come back. Charlotte, North Carolina, the Queen City of the South, has had a regal performance from these 2 teams. North Carolina leading by 4. As Louisville Cardinals rallied from 12 points down at the half. Had the game tied at 59. And they rechecked the clock after the timeout call by Louisville and added a second on the shot clock, as the Cardinals will have to get it inbounds and fire quickly.
Well, plenty of time for a catch and dribble, catch and shoot opportunity, and Rick Pitino very good at out of bounds underneath to draw something up, and this will be out of bounds on the side right in front of the Louisville bench.
Pitino told us he doesn't like to yell at practice, so he uses a microphone. One of the few coaches in the country conducts practices with a microphone plugged into the PA system. at Louisville.
You don't believe that he doesn't like the yell business, do you?
Well, that's what he said. From the corner and not there as Jerry Smith tried the three. 4-point lead, Carolina. Ooh, dribbled off his foot to Ty Lawson, that got it back. Deflected out of bounds by Smith with 17 on the shot clock.
And Louisville's really done a nice job of forcing North Carolina to execute against a set defense. There has been far less transition in the second half, and it has really affected North Carolina's ability to score efficiently.
Lawson from the corner drills the three. Ty Lawson, that was big. And suddenly the Heels have a 7-point advantage. 7 points for their point guard.
Nice job reading the defense to flare back into the corner.
Smith can't hit the three. Ginyard. Thompson. Earl Clark able to get the rebound and the quick feed ahead to Williams. Deflected by Ellington and taken away by Thompson.
Boy, 2 poor possessions by Louisville. First the quick shot, and then the ill-advised drive and turnover by Williams.
4:20 left in this second half. A coveted spot in the Final Four to the winner. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Ginyard blocked by Clark and out of bounds to Louisville.
Clark,
he is long, isn't he?
Such a good shot blocker. Very good timing. He had 4 blocks against Tennessee in what was a spectacular performance. 17 points, 12 boards, and just waited for Ginyard to leave the floor before he left the floor to block the shot. That's just terrific timing by the sophomore.
Clark, who led the team in blocks on the season with 58. He triggers the pass inbounds as Lawson gets a blow. Quentin Thomas in for him. Inside to Clark. Good body control for the sophomore, and it's 71-66. 12 for Clark with 9 rebounds.
Just cutting off of David Padgett up top and getting that low post position. Too easy.
Down to 3.5 minutes to play. And timeout called by Roy Williams. He signals he wants a 30-second timeout. Ty Lawson quiet in the scoring column, but hits a huge three. North Carolina with a 5-point lead. Timeouts. Both coaches have some to spend. Team fouls. Louisville is in the double bonus, and Louisville with 7 fouls. Carolina 1-1. 18 on the shot clock after the timeout called by Roy Williams.
Louisville really needs to pressure North Carolina, especially Quentin Thomas. Make him handle against pressure.
6 on the shot clock. Hansbrough has it stolen. That's the quick hands of Andre McGee. Junior from Moreno Valley, California, with the ball after the steal. 3 minutes to go. Louisville down by 5. Oh, a bad pass right through the ankles of McGee. 17 Louisville turnovers. How costly they have been. Go here in Charlotte. 71-66 North Carolina. Tomorrow we start at 2:20 with a Texas-Memphis battle. Number 2 against number 1, and then remarkable Davidson and Stephen Curry. Can he pull another upset as they go against Kansas? Winners to the Final Four.
Well, Stephen Curry of Davidson has been amazing in second halves, and in this second half, Wayne Ellington and Danny Green still have yet to score.
Lawson easily breaks the press.
You just can't trap Ty Lawson. Sticking with the 2-3 zone.
Carolina can afford to be patient. Clock is their ally with a 5-point lead. Hansbrough inside the line. That's his spot. He's hit 3 of those tonight. And Hansbrough now with 26 to lead all scores.
Paget making him prove it. And this second half has been all Tyler Hansbrough for North Carolina.
Clock ticks down to 2:10. Into Earl Clark. Oh, that's a travel.
Well, that's the third time he has traveled in the post trying to back his man in. And the youth of Earl Clark showing in the second half.
And Patino, knowing this one is close to getting away from Louisville, wants a timeout.
Against the 2-3 zone, this is the spot that's open. Tyler Hansbrough comes in. Watch David Paget. He's going to make him prove it from up top. Nobody gets a hand up until late. And Tyler Hansbrough sticks the jumper. This is a shot that last year he would not have taken with this kind of confidence. But you talked about it, Dick Enberg. On Monday, instead of taking a day off, Tyler Hansbrough put up 500 shots. And I'll bet he put up a couple hundred from that very spot. And it pays off in the second half.
11 for 16 from the floor for Hansbrough. And meanwhile, Earl Clark with another turnover, his 7th. He has 12 points and 9 rebounds, but 7 turnovers, Clark. 3 of those were travels.
North Carolina doesn't want to take their foot off the gas, but at the same time, you want to use some clock. If they can get a shot up around 5 or 4, they've got time for an offensive rebound.
Lawson skidding at 5. Hansbrough with a fake. He'll take the shot at 3. And hit again! Tyler Hansbrough showing the nation why he is the favorite to win all the top prizes as this year's most valuable player in college basketball. 28 points. 12 rebounds for Hansbrough. And when they needed a bucket, he was there to answer. Williams is short. Hansbrough. Who else to rebound?
He is not supposed to be able to make those jump shots. He has just been willing the ball into the basket for North Carolina and willing the Tar Heels to the Final Four.
A minute from San Antonio are the North Carolina Tar Heels. Listen to this crowd.
Dick Enberg, you can diagram plays, you can talk about skills, but Tyler Hansbrough has got a heart that no other player in America can match, and his will exceeds his skill. And frankly, his skill is considerable. What an amazing performance in the second half by the National Player of the Year.
Ty Lawson at the line to add some frosting to this lead with exactly 1 minute to go. It was tied at 59 as Louisville with a gallant comeback from 12 points down at halftime. And then they battled back and forth. 2, 3, 4-point leads. Louisville within 4 at 68-64. And then Tyler Hansbrough wrapped his big mitts around the throat. There he is. And so many of those points came at exactly the time when it appeared Louisville had momentum. Hansbrough just turned it back to the Tar Heel side.
Especially in the second half where Ellington and Green had been shut down. They couldn't shut down Hansbrough.
Earl Clark with a miss, but a second chance. Sosa from 3, and he hits it. Edgar Sosa with a tray to make it 80 to, well, let's see, 77 and 69. The scoreboard here is the most difficult to read in all of sport. And a whistle and a foul. That's all Louisville can do at this point. When we talked with Tyler Hansbrough yesterday, along with players and coaches, CBS has this very nice hat that has the San Antonio Final Four logo, and we gave it to Hansbrough. He looked at it, saw the logo that said Final Four, and gave it back to us. He said, "Not yet. I'm not wearing that hat until we secure our spot." And he almost single-handedly in the second half has done just that. Ellington with the free throw.
We talk so much about the will and the heart of Tyler Hansbrough. You almost do it to the exclusion of the skill level, and he does have an outstanding skill level, but I've just never seen a player compete like Tyler Hansbrough competes. I was fortunate enough to play against Michael Jordan in college, and Michael Jordan did not outcompete Tyler Hansbrough. No way.
The victory all but secure. We're down to the final seconds here in Charlotte. The back door to Williams. He scores, but Hansbrough wasn't about to foul there. And Foul in the backcourt. I believe that was on Sosa of Louisville to stop the clock. 28 seconds left. Fourth foul on Sosa.
And as long as North Carolina continues to step to the line and knock down their free throws, and this is an excellent free throw shooting team, Louisville does not have enough time to continue to trade 3 for 2.
Lawson steps to the line looking for his 10th point. He has 9 assists in the game, and he's a perfect from the charity. 5 for 5 now.
North Carolina really showed great resilience in the regional semi and here in the regional final. When they got slowed down by Washington State, North Carolina showed they could win a game defensively and win a game going against a set half-court defense for 40 minutes.
Carolina 16 for 19 free throws. Outstanding teams. They have to hit the charities down the stretch, and they've done that. Inside with a nice move goes Sosa. And then the quick foul by Sosa will be his 5th, and will take him out of the game. You know, back to Hansbrough. Here's just a highlight package of the talent of this junior.
Well, Tyler Hansbrough averages 23 points, just over 10 rebounds per game, almost 4 offensive rebounds, but he made so many big plays in the second half of this game, and big perimeter shots. Not a strength of his, but something that he is no longer reluctant to do. That's pull the trigger on a face-up jumper from 15 to 17 feet. He has really improved that part of his game.
Clutch 20 points in the second half from Poplar Bluff, Missouri, down at the edge of the Ozarks. And we asked Roy Williams, is that it sounds like a beautiful spot of southern Missouri. He said, oh, it's a very pretty place. But he said, I tell you what, when I walked into the gym and I saw that big rascal playing, it really got pretty. And successfully able to recruit him to Chapel Hill. One wonders, will he stay for a senior year? He would set all the Carolina records, wouldn't he?
Well, if he comes back as a senior, he will be the first player in NCAA history to be 4 times first-team All-America. That is absolutely remarkable.
Green with the free throw, his 10th point of the game.
And Ty Lawson has been as healthy as we have seen him in this NCAA tournament, but on that last possession, he began limping a little bit, and he is not moving the same way that he did throughout the first 39 minutes of this game.
Palacios with the 3. Hansbrough hits the deck, fighting for the ball, and then the turnover.
Here's where Ty Lawson got nailed on a pick, and not sure if this is exactly where he began limping, but it happened on that last possession, and you could see him limping back to the bench before. He is not walking as well as he was earlier in the game.
The final roar of this partisan Tar Heel crowd. North Carolina goes to the Final Four. And the Cardinals of Louisville brought the fight. They had the game tied in the middle of the second half. But it was the superior firepower of North Carolina, led by their 3-time All-America Tyler Hansbrough, to prevail 83-73. They'll meet the winner of Kansas-Davidson that game tomorrow on CBS. Final score, 83-73 North Carolina. We'll join Greg Gumbel in New York right after this. For Hansbrough, and when they needed a bucket, he was there to answer. Williams is short. Hansbrough, who else to rebound?
He is not supposed to be able to make those jump shots. He has just been willing the ball into the basket for North Carolina and willing the Tar Heels to the Final Four.
A minute from San Antonio are the North Carolina Tar Heels. Listen to this crowd.
Dick Enberg, you can diagram plays, you can talk about skills, but Tyler Hansbrough has got a heart that no other player in America can match, and his will exceeds his skill. And frankly, his skill is considerable. What an amazing performance in the second half by the National Player of the Year.
Ty Lawson at the line to add some frosting to this lead with exactly 1 minute to go. It was tied at 59 as Louisville with a gallant comeback from 12 points down at halftime, and then they battled back and forth, 2, 3, 4-point leads.
Louisville within 4 at 68-64. And then Tyler Hansbrough wrapped his big mitts around the throat. There he is. And so many of those points came at exactly the time when it appeared Louisville had momentum. Hansbrough just turned it back to the Tar Heel side.
Especially in the second half where Ellington and Green had been shut down. They couldn't shut down Hansbrough.
Earl Clark with a miss, but a second chance. Sosa from 3, and he hits it. Edgar Sosa with a tray to make it 80 to, well, let's see, 77-69. The scoreboard here is the most difficult to read in all of sport. And a whistle and a foul. That's all Louisville can do at this point. When we talked with Tyler Hansbrough yesterday, along with players and coaches, CBS has this very nice hat that has the San Antonio Final Four logo, and we gave it to Hansbrough. He looked at it, saw the logo that said Final Four, and gave it back to us. He said, "Not yet. I'm not wearing that hat until we secure our spot." And he almost single-handedly in the second half has done just that. Ellington with the free throw.
We talk so much about the will and the heart of Tyler Hansbrough. You almost do it to the exclusion of the skill level, and he does have an outstanding skill level, but I've just never seen a player compete like Tyler Hansbrough competes. I was fortunate enough to play against Michael Jordan in college, and Michael Jordan did not outcompete Tyler Hansbrough. No way.
The victory all but secure. We're down to the final seconds here in Charlotte. The back door to Williams. He scores, but Hansbrough wasn't about to foul there. And a foul in the backcourt. I believe that was on Sosa of Louisville to stop the clock. 28 seconds left. Fourth foul on Sosa.
And as long as North Carolina continues to step to the line and knock down their free throws, and this is an excellent free throw shooting team, Louisville does not have enough time to continue to trade 3 for 2.
Lawson steps to the line looking for his 10th point. He has 9 assists in the game, and he's a perfect from maturity. 5 for 5 now.
North Carolina really showed great resilience in the regional semi and here in the regional final. When they got slowed down by Washington State, North Carolina showed they could win a game defensively and win a game going against a set half-court defense for 40 minutes.
Carolina 16 for 19 free throws. Outstanding teams. They have to hit the charities down the stretch, and they've done that. Inside with a nice move goes Sosa. And then the quick foul by Sosa will be his 5th, and will take him out of the game. You know, back to Hansbrough. Here's just a highlight package of the talent of this junior.
Well, Tyler Hansbrough averages 23 points, just over 10 rebounds per game, almost 4 offensive rebounds, but he made so many big plays in the second half of this game, and big perimeter shots. Not a strength of his, but something that he is no longer reluctant to do. That's pull the trigger on a face-up jumper from 15 to 17 feet. He has really improved that part of his game.
Clutch, 20 points in the second half. From Poplar Bluff, Missouri, down at the edge of the Ozarks. And we asked Roy Williams, is that it sounds like a beautiful spot of southern Missouri. He said, oh, it's a very pretty place. But he said, I tell you what, when I walked into the gym and I saw that big rascal playing, it really got pretty. And successfully able to recruit him to Chapel Hill. One wonders, will he stay for a senior year? He would set all the Carolina records, wouldn't he?
Well, if he comes back as a senior, he will be the first player in NCAA history to be 4 times first-team All-America. That is absolutely remarkable.
Green with the free throw, his 10th point of the game.
And Ty Lawson has been as healthy as we have seen him in this NCAA tournament. But on that last possession, he began limping a little bit, and he is not moving the same way that he did throughout the first 39 minutes of this game.
Palacios with the 3. Hansbrough hits the deck, fighting for the ball, and then the turnover.
Here's where Ty Lawson got nailed on a pick, and not sure if this is exactly where he began limping, but it happened on that last possession, and you could see him limping back to the bench before. He is not walking as well as he was earlier in the game.
The final roar of this partisan Tar Heel crowd. North Carolina goes to the Final Four. and the Cardinals of Louisville brought the fight. They had the game tied in the middle of the second half. But it was the superior firepower of North Carolina, led by their three-time All-America Tyler Hansbrough, to prevail 83-73. They'll meet the winner of Kansas-Davidson, that game tomorrow on CBS. Final score, 83-73 North Carolina. We'll join Greg Gumbel in New York right after this.